Hey there, podcast listeners, and welcome to the Principled Uncertainty Podcast. I am your host, Tyler, and joining me tonight is Tommy.
Speaking.
We are coming at you live from the internet, but though when you listen, this won't be live, so that doesn't really matter. You can find Tommy online at This Is a Stub on Twitter, and you can find me online at Blake Braddy, BlakeBraddy. We're also at PUPodcast on Twitter and Principled Uncertainty Podcast elsewhere, so go check us out. Don't forget to rate and review the podcast. That is super important. So,
AOL keyword principled uncertainty.
I forgot about that. I forgot about that. That was a thing. AOL keyword. That like the internet was small enough that you could look for things by one word.
Movie or game.
How far we have come in the last 15 years is insane. Also, we also have an email address, which mostly is for Twitter things, but you can email us at principledu@gmail.com. I always forget to bring up the email address. And if you send us an email, we'll read it on the air if it's awesome. So, yeah.
What a deal.
Ooh, I know. So free advertising for whatever you are doing, which is hopefully being weird and sending us weird emails. So, Tommy, how are you doing this week, man?
Doing good.
Yeah. You've been gaming it up?
Gaming it up.
So
as is my want.
Have you been wearing an adult diaper in the past 24 or so hours since Destiny has been released?
Yeah. I sort of just build a nest out that radiates, out from where my ass indentation on the couch is. That's the epicenter.
The epicenter of your gaming is your ass radius.
Exactly.
Ass radius is my favorite Mr. Bungle song.
Ass radius. Let's actually make sure we can secure that URL before this gets published.
Okay, absolutely. So go to squarespace.com. No, so Destiny is obviously the thing that I imagine we're going to talk about, because you've been playing it, I assume, and hope.
Yes, sir.
So let's dig right into Destiny. Talk things about that game that we might not have heard yet.
Well, you probably heard that it's Halo-esque in many ways.
I have.
It is. That holds up. It just as a side note from someone who played a ton of Halo, it feels like Halo. Like as soon as you start moving around, looking around, jumping around.
Did it give you like the old rush of Halo-esque performance?
I don't know. What define performance?
I don't know. I mean, whenever I play a game that is made by someone who's made another thing, let's say, just by random example, BioShock Infinite. When I first started playing that game, it gave me the BioShock rush. Like I knew I was in that. I knew that Ken Levine was making this thing. And so it gave me I was looking for a very specific kind of experience and like feedback loop, to use that really strange phrase. So like, did you get a sense of Halo-esque-ness as you played?
Yeah, I think that's fair to say. Yeah, it's a lot of people describe, the kind of Halo single player gameplay as a sort of a combat puzzle, like there will be different, you're just sort of often in a linear fashion kind of moving from point A to point B, and you got to get past all the things in between. So you'll kind of work with what you got and try to get through it. There's a lot of that. I'm not that far into the game. I haven't spent as much time as I'd like with it, but the real kicker seems to be the kind of social stuff in there, which for the most part just sort of manifests itself in it's Halo, but sometimes you dance.
What?
There's a dance button. Just like all good MMOs, there's a dance command. So
that's not something I'm accustomed to. So what is the origin of that? Is there like a really cool story, or is that just something that was put in years ago?
Dancing?
Yeah, dancing.
Yeah, well, when people want to express themselves through music, and they feel the beat move them, then they will shake their bodies in certain ways.
And so MMOs invented dancing.
Yeah.
Right? Mm-hmm. Okay.
Correct.
That's why I haven't heard of it. So dancing is set to music.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yep. So yeah, but in MMOs, like, they would always be filled with these various emotes that were often text command based. Like, so you'd type /dance to dance or /wave. And there would sometimes be an animation associated with that and sometimes not. But yeah, that like dancing is just, just sort of part and parcel with the MMO life. And this is kind of, it's got nods toward MMO stuff. It's, that they were real cagey about it leading up into the release about like what it actually was. It's like a social shooter and what that means. And as far as I can tell, it just means sometimes you walk past people.
Sometimes you see someone.
Oh, that was a guy.
Oh, hey.
Like,
have you seen a lot of people playing the game so far? Like,
yeah,
what's the social
definitely.
scene looking like?
Yeah, tons of people on there. There aren't many when you're just kind of roaming the world and doing story stuff, but you'll see them kind of in the distance or walk by and wave at them, dance with them for a second, and go about your business.
Are you working cooperatively with people playing it?
You
so
can,
far,
yeah, and it gives you the tools to make teams on the fly with people, but they're not very natural. So what it does is your friends list is very, very easy to kind of like push a couple buttons and then you're in a team with your people and you're all in the same place and doing stuff as a crew.
Yeah, it just seems like Borderlands. That's what I think of when I think of like a cooperative shooter. I think of Borderlands, and I like Borderlands a lot. So if it has any of that in it, then I'm kind of in. Like I could see myself playing that game.
Yeah, it's pretty cool because one of the social aspects that's kind of neat is that sometimes you'll be hanging out and doing stuff, and then you'll see someone you're
Weird.
like, oh, hey, what's up?
Is there like a chat function at all, or like what's the?
Yeah, totally. There's audio within your fire team, which is just kind of your party of 3 people. But for the most part, everyone I know is playing it right now, so they're all online. We're all just in a giant PlayStation party. So
so you're okay. So PS3, that's where you've thrown your lot in, is on the Sony platform.
Yes, PS4 actually, but yes.
Did I say PS3?
Yes.
That's 7 years of saying it being ingrained into my head. Yeah, PS4, I assume.
You're only one PS off.
Yeah, I'm only one console generation away. Have you heard about people being able to buy the old version and upgrade for free to the new version?
I heard something about that with the Xbox. I didn't really keep up with that. Are they doing the same thing with PlayStation as well?
That's a good question. I'd assume that it was just an across the board deal, but if it's just for Xbox, that's pretty awesome and huge potentially.
Yeah, that's kind of a cool thing.
So as far as like jumping in with is this game more geared toward? I mean, is it equally balanced between the single player experience and working together with people, or does it lead you down one path? Like, is it like you can do this alone, but it might suck?
So that's the thing. Like you have to ask, what does the single player experience mean? Like, is there one? You can solo the game, and there is a mission and then another mission and then another one. And it's mostly in order, but although you can choose to do different ones at different times, but they kind of, they serve them up, as level requirements or suggestions. Like, this is a good level 6 mission for you to go on. So you can come back and do it as many times as you want. But it's optimal at level 6.
Do enemies have, like, I don't remember if this is the case in Borderlands is like my only cultural reference to this, but do you see like levels on your enemies? So can you like Fallout, can you wander into an area where you're like, I shouldn't be here?
Yeah, absolutely. And I have.
And how?
And so it's pretty good about, if you're different levels with people in your party, I think it kind of, it will like nerf someone told me, I don't know that this is true, but my friend said that it would nerf, the person who's higher to be at your level. So so if I'm 7 and he's 13, he'll be operating closer to my level, just so it's not totally imbalanced like it was in Borderlands.
Right.
But the reverse is not true, because we went, we got into some hot water with some high level enemies who were all red numbers for me, and I couldn't hurt them. Like, I just couldn't do any damage.
That sucks.
Yeah.
So what level are you right now? Are you a 7? Is that accurate, or would you just throw out random numbers?
I am. Yeah, I think I'm 7.
Cool. And how many hours did it take you to get, like, how long, what is the leveling like? How quickly are you leveling up for the early levels?
Quick. And I believe the level cap is 20. So, came out yesterday. Did it? Was it yesterday?
Yes,
Yeah, yesterday.
it's
And
been. I've been playing it nonstop.
every everyone I know is like above 10. So, and that's just, people with lives and things to do and kids and stuff. So,
Right. Yeah, that's interesting. I think on the Giant Bomb cast, ding 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 ding.
let the confetti fall.
That might be the title of the episode. The they Jeff Gerstmann talked about seeing some items that were above, like, I don't, that's something I didn't understand, was that he said he saw some 25, 23 level weapons, I think. Like, I'm sure they're going to up the level cap at some point, but have you seen any gear that is like way, like, have you seen anything that's over level 20 or anything like that?
Not over it. I suspect that maybe, I don't know. I don't know what they're doing with that. It could be one of those. There's a convention in RPGs where you can like reduce the level cost of gear. But I don't know if that's what they're doing or what.
I feel like you're teaching me something. I feel like I'm actually interviewing you instead of having a conversation. Like you work at Bungie and you were describing all these things to me.
Please open your player's handbook to page 7. And since it's Bungie.
I'm reading from the second paragraph. So is it fun?
Yeah, it's definitely fun. I don't think you have to have loved Halo and had, been as attached to it as I was to enjoy this.
And certainly Bungie,
cool.
Bungie does not want you to think that either. I am positively certain that they don't like limit their audience. This is for only Halo fans.
Yeah. I mean, they're notorious for kind of cramming in just references to their work in that stuff. And, especially their lesser known games like, Oni was got turned into the Office of Naval Intelligence in Halo, and everything's Mythic this for Myth and Marathon that for Marathon Man. But
that's super neat.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, I mean that's super neat. And I don't know, like, there's something holding me back from picking up that game, and I don't know if it's just big wide releases. I'm sort of taking a wait and see approach with them, because I'm always afraid, like, do I want to invest the $60 into this? And I don't know. So what's your take on it? Like, is this? I mean, I think it did like $500 million yesterday.
Really?
I may be lying. I'm totally maybe making that up, but I saw the number 500 million next to the word Destiny, which,
let me make up a completely different number that's higher than that and blow your mind with it based on nothing. $600 million.
500 Buglock.
What?
So yeah, I mean, it seems like a really interesting game, but I don't know. Like, I feel like I want to leave that up to you for a while, and then maybe I'll dive into it. I don't know why I'm holding back from playing it, but it's not about me.
Sure. So far, it's been very satisfying from a social aspect. I really have enjoyed that so far. Like, that was one thing was, Halo Night, it was always tough to coordinate everybody and get them in the same game and whatever. But I mean, right now, everyone is playing it. So we're all on just kind of, picking it apart and dancing together.
So as far as the scope of the world, can you tell that it's gigantic, or are there places where it's sort of like cordoned off and you can't go there yet, or how much exploration are you allowed to have?
Yeah, I haven't gotten very far. Like, I just got off, like the first, world, I guess. I left the planet Earth.
Are you on the, okay.
I'm on the moon.
So not a planet.
The place where the wizards came from, you might remember.
I think I might remember. That wizard comes from the moon. Is the audio different? The Peter Dinklage stuff?
They changed it for the beta, and the Dinklage audio is it's kind of more electronic interference sounding, I guess, little more cyborgy.
Do you think is that something you think they probably were going to change anyway, but since they were in beta, there's like, here's the raw audio for now? Or do you think
it's hard to say? If this had been Reach, we would know that the answer to that, because they used to, on their podcast, talk about every little aspect of the development. But I couldn't tell you the first when we played the alpha, it sounded very normal to me, and it sounded like Cortana to me. Like, she didn't have a very electronically affected voice, and she was more or less the same kind of archetype. The cyborg that's talking in your ear, I guess.
Not to talk about BioShock,
by all means,
but
please.
This is very much like BioShock to me. No, I listened to a podcast called Tone Control. Have you ever listened to that at all?
You talked to me about that, and it sounded really awesome, but I haven't checked it out yet.
It's Steve Gaynor's podcast. He did Gone Home, and
Right.
obviously you know that. Oh, sorry.
Oh,
but
it's okay.
That's for the listeners. The listeners need to know that. No, he did a 14 episode run of just interviewing game designers and like leads of video games, and he talked to Ken Levine. That was the finale of season 1, and they talked about BioShock, and I didn't realize that the guy who did the voice for Andrew Ryan was both Quark from Star Wars The Next Generation, I think, and also the principal from Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Quark, the shapeshifter guy, or the Ferengi?
I don't know that. I keep talking.
There are Trekkies screaming at their iPods.
That's all right.
I'm so sorry. I'm a Star Wars guy.
But yeah, also the principal from Buffy the Vampire Slayer, the TV show.
That's nuts.
Yeah, same guy, and I had no idea. I don't know why that blew my mind, but what they had to do was, like, as far as affecting his voice. Yeah, that's what I was thinking of. As far as affecting his voice, what they had to do was, he has a really naturally higher voice, and so they had to lower it by a step and a half to get it even within the right scale. And also, the reason that his voice sounds so weird throughout that game is that at first Ken Levine tried to get him to affect sort of a Russian accent, because Andrew Ryan was a Russian immigrant as a child.
Oh.
And so, but he forgot halfway through, and they did not follow through with that all the way. It's just interesting. Yeah, totally interesting. Also, I have not found that guy's name. It's like, okay, we'll have to let that slide.
I just searched it, so I won't forget about Tone Control this time.
Thank you. Please do. So yeah, what else are you playing?
That and Diablo 3 up until yesterday.
So last week you played Diablo 3. So what? Exactly. All right. I also have been playing that game.
Yay! We're playing the same thing.
Finally, I finally am playing Diablo.
How do you like it?
It's good so far.
Is this the first time you've played Diablo 3?
This is the first time I played Diablo.
Oh, right. Like you've never played any Diablo.
Yes, I am a maiden. I have broken my maidenhood to Diablo. Diablo franchise.
Gross. Don't.
Yes,
I don't think you should do that. You know that voids the warranty.
Oh yeah, damn it. It's good. I mean, it's a really great, fun video. It feels great to play, and that is something that matters a lot to me these days. So, I am playing as a barbarian.
Good.
And
are you dual wielding?
Yes, I'm dual wielding a club and an axe right now.
Excellent.
And I think I'm only level 6 or 7, so I've not put that much time into it. But I named him. I was gonna name him Barbarian Cologne, but that was too long, like Colon. But that was too long, so he's just Barbarian. And it's I like it. I see how people like that game a lot. What class do you play as generally?
I had played it on PC, and I played a barbarian.
Yes, sir.
I love that attack speed builds. It just feels so awesome. Just run around being like, kind of like, just like, I don't know,
crushing things. Yeah, it's really satisfying.
And then I played the this version of it with the expansion pack and played Crusader,
which is what is that?
Crusader rocks a big shield.
Okay. I don't know that that's on the console. Is that on the console version, or do you have to unlock it or something?
I believe it is. Unless, well, let's look into that, because I don't want to say something that's
I don't remember seeing that. Because I remember I saw the Barbarian, the Witch Doctor, who's the range attack guy? What is that called?
The Demon Hunter?
Yeah, perhaps? Demon Hunter and something else.
The Wizard and...
Yeah, the Wizard. Those are the only classes I saw. Yeah, the Monk. I didn't see a...
Yeah, the Crusader's this expansion pack dude.
Okay,
so
cool.
So if your copy has, if the cover is black and neutral colors and has a hooded guy with 2 scythes on it.
It is a white sleeve, and it is white and orange and black, and it says Gamefly on it. So,
okay. Oh, right.
I don't actually have it.
Okay.
I don't think it's the expansion. I think it's just like vanilla Diablo 3.
Yeah, so and this may not mean anything to you yet with
don't you condescend.
I didn't mean it like that.
I'm kidding.
Just the progress you made through the game, but like it's separated into 4 acts, and the
Like things you
expansion.
cut stuff with?
Yeah, no, yes, ACTS, those.
AXE.
Although there are no shortage of axes. But the expansion is another act. It's Act 5, and it is almost as long as like 2 or 3 acts for me, because it
Whoa.
was just like massive how much you could just kind of dive into it.
That
They had
game's
a lot more stuff in it, new vendors and side quests and things like that.
I'm one of the things I enjoy running around cutting stuff up and destroying things so much that I'm not paying a lot of attention to
Have I
buying
got
upgrades
great
and
news
stuff.
for you? That is all you do.
But what I'm saying
It's
is like
great.
I'm not putting a lot of time into building my character yet. Like I've just
Yeah.
been sort of like running, and I think everything's too expensive so far. I'm only like level 6 or 7. Everything's too expensive anyway, so it's not like I'm finding any great upgrades.
Sure. And this game, and let me blow your mind a minute, since
Please.
you haven't experienced like Diablo 1 and 2, is that this game, as you're unlocking those skills, they kind of let you pick and choose what they can be and switch on the fly, as if you don't like certain skills, or if you're kind of better with other ones, or in Diablo 1 and 2, you actually would assign those talents, and they were permanent as soon as you put them in. So you had to plan your
Skill
your
tree.
build. Yeah, you had to plan it very carefully and studiously up front.
And if you didn't like an upgrade, you were stuck.
Yeah, that was it.
Ugh.
Until kind of Warcraft changed all that, and they realized, oh, people like to respec, and
Is it
sync. Yeah, go ahead.
Isn't that weird how game development changes things, and like the things that we used to think were sort of non-negotiables have become so like changeable and malleable now, and it seemed like game development, it used to be built on the idea that no, you must wait and the fun comes way later. Now you must suffer.
Right.
And now it's like,
Yeah.
no, just give it all to me and let me just I'll keep playing it if it's fun. Just let me have the fun.
Right, and that's why things are so hard to go back to. Like old games, and like Mega Man and Diablo 1. Cough, cough.
Like the old Mega Man games and which order to play the levels in.
Sure. Yeah, I feel like to a certain degree, games used to tell us how it is, and then we got good at them.
Yeah.
And now, since it's software development, it's they're iterated on, and they take feedback, and they do focus groups, and things are user friendly.
Yeah, it's weird. Like I wonder. I guess the philosophy around it has changed, but I guess we grew up playing games and we're like, this sucks. This game is way too hard.
Yep.
And now we make games that are more fun, and the experience comes from making things challenging and fun instead of just like, oh no, it's hard, and then once you get good at it, you might like it.
Totally.
Like Ninja
totally.
Gaiden. I love that game, but I couldn't imagine picking that up now and playing it today. I guess Volgar the Vikings kind of like that, where it's like, this game is really hard for no reason.
Right.
You just have to memorize it, son.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what I loved about things like Super Meat Boy and stuff, is when you accomplish something, like it was an actual accomplishment.
But that game's so much fun because you can restart so quickly, and there's the sort of margin for error is so small that it is non-existent.
Right.
Actually playing that I'm playing it through again for the first time on the big screen on my TV since I got my gaming PC.
Nice.
So much fun. That game's super fun. As far as Diablo 3 goes, I like putting on a podcast and listening to that while I play. It's still a fairly mindless game.
Yeah, it's fun whether you're paying attention to it or not.
And so like I don't really care about the story. I don't even stop I just sort of like A button through all of the story stuff because I don't really care. And that might be blasphemy.
Actually for the best, because you're someone who probably gives, a crap about actual good writing, and there isn't any. It's Blizzard they do what they excel at is good games and top shelf cinematics, like cinematics that everyone stops what they're doing. They're like, oh god, the new cinematic is out. But they do not tell a clever story. They definitely show billboards ahead of time.
Yeah. Well, it's also I read when you first get into the game, you have to find a girl and then you have to find her uncle. Like that's a lot of, I'm sure there's going to be a lot of that. Like, hey, go find this guy so you can talk to him and learn another little snippet about this thing. But it's just very, I don't know, like I got the gist by just sort of reading the first line. Go find my uncle, and then it was like yada 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 story stuff, and then I got to I found the uncle in the castle with the skeleton king. Is that his name?
Oh yeah,
right. So I got to see that dude, and now all of that's fun. And having I don't know if they are mini dungeons, but jumping into like the cellar of a house and destroying stuff, super fun.
Yeah, the little instances of dungeons, so you can kind of do 1 to 3 levels of dungeon crawl.
And I'm sure you feel like I'm Chris Farley from the 90s doing the, hey, you remember when Diablo 3 was awesome? Yeah, it was pretty awesome.
It was awesome.
But this is a completely new experience for me.
Yeah, and that's what I'm interested in is somebody coming to it for the first time. That's
what I keep thinking about is how enjoyable it is with a controller and how people who played on the PC must, like, how they think of, like, as gaming purists or as Diablo purists, how they must think of me playing it with a controller. Or is it a pretty positive response to the controller system as well?
I don't
Doesn't
think
matter.
any PC owner has ever thought well of the console port.
Oh, I thought you were going to be sarcastic. And I don't think any PC gamer has ever thought condescendingly of the console player.
No, they really did a great job of porting it because the inventory system, the UI and everything just feels very natural, even though that UI is very, very different. It's almost a different game from the PC version.
I mean, it feels like it was made for a controller.
Right.
I mean, it feels like what the Legend of Zelda would be if it were like a grisly, horrific, end times experience.
Bloody, sort of satanic.
Right. And I mean, if you really think about it, the Legend of Zelda kind of is that anyway. I mean, it basically is the end times, and Ganon is the devil. Right? I mean, you go from I'm basing this almost entirely on Link from the Past, which I think is the best game.
Okay. Yeah.
I mean, you enter the Dark World. It is an entirely different world. Ganon is bringing about the end of the world. Ostensibly, you're fighting demons of all shapes and sizes. I mean, you're fighting a giant scorpion with a mask.
Right.
Do you remember that? And Link is the only he is getting the Triforce, which is, I mean, there are obviously biblical allusions there that can be drawn. I mean, not from a Japanese game maker, but still.
Yeah, and there's lots of quotes from the Old Testament, like when Navi is like, "Hey." I think that's one.
Yeah, like the famous Bible quote, "Hey."
Yep.
That's my favorite Bible verse, actually, is "Hey."
Yep. Mm-hmm. I believe that is Ezekiel. Maybe Judges.
But yeah, Diablo 3 is a super good game. I like it a lot. I will continue to play it.
Great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to hear your thoughts as you kind of get through a couple of because there's like kind of different tile sets, in the different acts. You got I won't spoil it for you if it's your first time through, but it's nice different environments for you.
It's great, and I just enjoy crushing things. I like melee characters, so I like the up close and personal destruction.
Yeah, let's check in on that again because it's a very grindy game, and actually like next time we should talk about because I did finally get to the level cap and got a feel for what happens after you're done with the game, and it just gets more grindy. So your reward for grinding is to just open up this whole new world of grindiness.
I mean, the same thing was true of Borderlands.
Yeah.
I guess any game that's big like that has a level cap. I mean, I'm just in a very stressed out part of my life right now, and just everything is stressful. And so I like a game where I can just go and I can put on something to listen to that soothes me and then just click a button and destroy zombies. And that's super fun. Like, I've even gotten to the point where I'm playing Resident Evil 6 and no one cares about that. But the thing that I'm doing with that game is like, I am getting having a physical reaction to having to turn off a podcast in order to like watch a 3-minute cinematic of something that's happening. So I was like,
oh God, story. They're trying to tell me stuff now. Hang on, this guy's talking.
And Resident Evil 6 is very Kojima-like, and it's like attention to like in that it takes the controller away from you so very often.
Really?
Yeah.
Just wresting control from your...
Yeah, it's just like, all right, so you just did some cool stuff, but they're gonna do some cool stuff that they're not gonna let you do. So just watch them do the cool stuff, and then it'll go back to you in a minute.
Awesome. So you just get that nice Pavlovian poke, and you're like, ugh.
Like, I can't do that. I guess I'll just walk down this hallway. Okay, I guess I'll do that.
Nice.
But I still like that game. I don't think Resident Evil 6 is as bad as people think it is. Anyway, I still hold that opinion. I'm gonna finish it this week.
Yeah.
I'm almost done. So
you're on record with that statement.
I still
Resident Evil 6. It's not as bad as everybody says.
Yes. Box quote. It's not terrible. So that's really all I've been playing though. I have turned on my PC a couple times over the last week, but I've been so enthralled by RE6 and Diablo 3 that I've just that's all I've been playing. I have become very good at the meta game of downloading games from Steam though.
All right.
Yeah, buddy. That's
accumulating.
Well, not even accumulating, but just downloading things I never played. Like, I want to play that. Download. Yeah. I've got like 100 gigs of games downloaded right now. Mm-hmm. It's crazy.
And you're big on indie games, so I'm sure that's even more. So
yeah, it's a lot.
Typically smaller.
Yeah, well, I've got bigger games like XCOM Declassified. I never played. I got that for like, I think I got it in a Humble Bundle. Just bigger titles that I never got around to playing. I'm playing now. So
right.
Man, I'm good. The Christmas sale, now that I have a PC, I am going to
You're doomed.
I am going to eat it up. I don't have either of the XCOM games on the PC. I have them on the PS3, but I probably will end up buying them for the PC because why not? Why not buy something for $2?
Right. I mean, you'd be silly not to.
I know.
It's less than $2.
So dumb. We have gotten to a point.
That is the magic price point for me, by the way. I literally do not care what it is. If it's less than $2, I'll buy it.
Or even I will go up to $2.49. Like $2.49, that's like a coffee. Whoever made that argument the first time is a genius.
Yeah.
It's just the cost of a cup of coffee.
Right.
It used to justify saving starving children in other countries. Now it just justifies our own commercialism. Like, just spend a little bit more on yourself. So that's all you need. Just a little bit more for you. And so, yeah, I'm going to do that during Steam.
Excellent.
As far as newsy stuff goes, and not about Newsies, but
what's new in Newsies?
Christian Bale is still not going to be in a reboot of Newsies.
Extra.
Japan's first week Xbox One sales are pretty horrific.
Yep.
Not good.
No major shocker there, I guess.
No, I mean
can't play Xbox One on a train.
That's true. That's true. Well, the 360 sold something like 60,000, and I'm getting all this from Kotaku. This is not individual research I'm doing, but the 360 sold 60,000 copies of the 360 the first week. Xbox One has only sold like 23,000 copies.
Ouch.
That's a third. That is a 66% drop from one console generation to the next.
Ouch.
That's not good.
No.
But
no. What?
Go ahead.
What titles do you think they're playing over there?
Probably not, like Persona. All the Persona games come to Sony platforms, so not those.
Nope.
I don't know. Like Destiny, it seems like. I mean, I guess big shooter titles like that wouldn't that sell consoles in Japan?
Got me. Got thrown back.
I guess not. I mean, 23,000. Like, I mean, that's like Lindsay Lohan's second album sales bad, right? No, probably better than Lindsay Lohan's second album.
Let me check my numbers.
You should go look at the back of your copy and check the number. They're individually wrapped. Yeah. So Xbox One's not doing so well there, but it seems they seem to be catching up with the PS3 in this, the PS4 in this country.
I didn't even notice it that time.
I know. Damn it. So I mean, I think that the gap is closening. Can I say that?
Yeah,
it's
closening.
It's closening.
Closenizing.
And I think that's good for everybody involved. I want both, and eventually I'm going to get both. And I don't want Microsoft to not do well.
Yeah.
because I want competition. I mean, the Games with Gold program has already improved because it was so bad before and everyone pointed out that it was bad. And this month, the games on Games with Gold are far better than games on PS3.
Yes.
Yeah,
they're getting much better with that.
I tried to download Super Time Force and it's not ready yet.
What?
It wasn't a thing. It was still $15.
Oh.
Yeah.
I wonder if you missed the window.
I don't think so, because it was the 1st to the 15th.
Huh. Maybe it's
Monaco
maybe
was
they're
free.
doing some kind of cheeky go back in time and download it when
Did you do
free.
it on the Xbox One?
Yep.
Oh, that might be why. Maybe it's an XB1 title only.
Oh.
Which would suck because
sucks.
I really want to play that game.
Yeah.
It seems fun. But Monaco's free this until the 15th, which this podcast will go up before that, I think. And that game is super fun.
Yeah.
Have you played Monaco?
No, not yet. And I feel bad about that because I believe you purchased it for me and gifted it to me on Steam.
I did.
And
yes,
I played it. I played it once. I keep meaning to. I just haven't.
Oh,
I haven't
God.
done it yet.
Oh, I can hear the sound of a shovel digging deeper and deeper. I'm gonna play it. I'll play it. Give me a week. I'll play it.
Oh no, it is on my 2 playlist. Don't worry about that.
It's
it will
fun.
be played.
I played like 30 hours of that game.
Really?
Just played it a lot.
Yeah. So it's not very good.
It's not very good. It's bad. It's very bad. It's actually a 60-hour game, so I only got halfway done. No, it's fun. But
I mean, the colors alone in that game are just
the
so
soundtrack.
appealing.
Oh my God, just the soundtrack. The jaunty. It sounds like a silent movie soundtrack, and it's so cool. Yeah, just the piano playing in that, and that's Austin Grossman, the guy who did the Banner Saga, and he got fired from something or something. That guy, great music, great. I love Austin. Not Austin Grossman. Austin Wintory. Sorry,
Lev Grossman.
Austin Grossman is. I think that's the guy who wrote "Soon I Will Be Invincible" and a book about video games called You. I think, yeah. But Austin Wintory, yeah, great musician. So
awesome.
Do you want to talk Apple stuff, or do you want to do recommendations to get out of here?
Either way, we can. I didn't see anything particularly compelling about the Apple stuff. Did you? I mean, you can have it on your wrist.
Yeah, like
that's all right.
It's kind of underwhelming, don't you think?
I thought so. I've fallen into the let's get a new iPhone because it's a new iPhone before, and it's more differenter than the iPhone that I have. Yeah. But I don't know. Here's the thing, man. The one, the thing everybody's talking about the new iPhone is that it's going to be bigger, but it's the perfect size right now because it fits in my change pocket. And if it's bigger than that, then it can't fit in my change pocket, and that changes everything.
That changes everything.
Whoa.
What?
Totally intentional.
Yeah. I was underwhelmed by all of it. Yeah. I could see myself getting the 4.7. Did you see the post? There was a post on Kotaku that compares size, and the bigger one, the 6 Plus, is as big as a 3DS.
Really?
Like the screen size is the same as the outer casing on at least the dimensions on the front as the 3DS. Huh. Which is huge. The XL, not the regular 3DS, but the XL.
Yeah, is it weird that we went through this whole did we go through this whole slimming down and shrinking of cell phones for nothing, just for it to grow larger again? Are we getting back to the Zach Morris phone?
I think so. It's just wider. Like it's going to be the size of a sheet of paper before very long. We're going to have to it's just going to be an iPad that we carry around.
It's a graphene, like 1 atom wide. Oh, I think I lost my phone.
It's turned sideways. Oh, it's just
someone cough. I think I lost my phone.
It's fine. I don't want a giant phone. I think I have a 5S and that is plenty big. Yeah. That is the perfect. I love the size and weight and heft of that phone, especially with my Mophie adapter. Like it's a little bit heavier. I don't want a phone that's Mophie. It's a battery pack that you put on it.
Oh,
it's pretty awesome.
It sounds a lot more sinister than that.
Mophie.
I don't know what that sounds like.
It sounds like something like an animal that you keep in a cage that
powers your phone.
Yeah, it's like a Tomodachi. That's my Mophie. I gotta feed it today.
There you go.
So I don't want a giant phone. I mean, big phones are something people have and they like them, I guess, but I don't see the need for a big phone. I don't see what the selling point of that is and why people have been making fun of iPhones for being small, because I don't think the iPhone is small.
I just want it to be, I want like a communications officer to carry it around on his back and follow me everywhere,
Exactly.
and like report back to base for me. That's what I want.
And if war happens to break out, I want that guy protected.
Yeah, I want him to like, I want somebody else to have to come up behind him and pull up the receiver.
And call in an airstrike.
Yep. Tell me when command is telling me something important.
The irony is that iPhones are not made for phone calls, so that would probably not work.
You've got a new notification, sir. Incoming tweet.
That is awesome. So I don't want a giant phone, and I will resist it. I'm sure next year I'm gonna be like, I guess you've used okay, Apple, you win.
This is our skipper year, I guess.
It is. What people? I don't know. I don't get it, but people want it, so it's
Sure.
Yeah.
It's
I
a
would
new
get
thing.
the small, like the 4.7, fine, like that's okay. That is completely all right. But at a certain point, we're gonna have to make pants differently.
They better change the change pocket.
I mean, my iPhone 5 already looks awkward in my pants. Like the edges jut out. Like that guy's got something he needs to get checked out like soon.
Is that an iPhone in your pocket, or is your phone bigger than your change pocket, and you can't fit it in your change pocket anymore?
So we're gonna have to have a different, like we're gonna have to have a pants pocket that is like, it's gonna have to be an angled pocket on the front of your pants just to fit your phone.
Yeah.
Or else I'm gonna have to become old and get a belt holder thing.
I'm gonna just start keeping actual change in there.
Just do it.
In protest.
Yeah, just do it.
Apple drove me to this.
Yeah, and just write it. And now iPhones are the size of a picket sign, so you could just write something on the front of that and walk around with it.
Right. Flip it around and stand on a street corner.
Turn it into a sandwich board on you, like, don't eat at Apple.
Exactly. Don't eat at Apple.
Yeah, it's fine. The watch is totally underwhelming. I just don't care about. I wanted to be like, oh, because you know what? I thought that like maybe the Fitbits or the Nike, one of the like smart watches that was the exercisey thing, I thought looked really sleek, and it didn't totally work, but it looked cool. I wanted Apple to do something like that.
Yeah.
This looks like a weird watch.
Right. And forget all that. It's 2014 and we still don't have our sweet Dick Tracy thing.
I know.
Like I can't just like get somebody to like make me feel important by having a video conference on my wrist.
It's close though. Like you can talk to someone one-on-one with it. So you could talk into your watch like, "Hey, Tommy. Yeah. I'm getting a sandwich." It's going to be way. Good. You can hear me chewing right now. This is Subway. It just doesn't look as cool as I wanted to.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll see. In February or when it comes out, I'll probably be like, "Oh, I got one. It's awesome."
Yeah.
Don't listen to the episode from September.
Yeah. they're very good at, once you sort of see and interact with one of their machines that you thought you didn't want, you totally change, you know?
But this is the first time where I've seen it and gone like, I don't know. I guess I did that with the iPad. I was like, I don't see the value of this thing.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. We bought one this past year because we had a reason. We thought of a reason.
What is your reason?
Well, we wanted to be gaming. We both wanted to be playing video games, right, and we wanted to be in the same room. Mm-hmm. This was, of course, before I brought my computer downstairs to play it on the TV.
Problem solved.
Yeah, but got that, and then Hearthstone, and then
that's the end.
Never saw my wife again.
There is, I was gonna say there is no and Hearthstone.
Right.
Period.
Exactly.
Yeah, I got one so that I could like pretend to be productive with it. Like I thought I was gonna use it. Like, oh, this is gonna be my Minority Report moment. Like I'm just gonna use this for everything, and it's gonna go around with me.
I'll predict future crimes.
Yeah, and I'll have people in water awkwardly in my basement helping me solve those crimes. You remember that aspect of Minority Report?
Yep.
That was real weird.
Crucially, Apple does not offer that functionality. So.
Yet. Just wait until we get the sapphire glass or whatever.
Yeah.
That's what's coming.
Precogs.
I'm also disappointed they didn't put the I in front of it. Maybe they're just like, maybe we don't have to have I in front of everything. Maybe
that is going to crack me up if that's like turns out to be the major distinction. It just has lackluster sales because it's just like Apple Watch, I guess.
Yeah.
If it was an iWatch.
I know. I want an iWatch. That says that makes me an individual, just like everyone else who has one.
What does that even mean anymore? It didn't.
Nothing.
Wasn't it? Okay.
It's just a marketing thing.
All right. Well, that's settled.
iMac.
Right.
iWatch. iPhone. I just.
What? Like internet? Is that what the I was?
No, it was
information superhighway.
No, I read Jobs. I read Walter Isaacson's book, and I don't remember at all. I don't remember, but it's something. Is that there was definitely a reason. People got really mad. This is the last thing I'm gonna say. Before. I'm not just stretching the podcast. This is the last thing. People got really angry because the ad was Think Different, and a lot of people were angry because it should have been Think Differently.
Yeah, adverbs. Adverbs.
Man, the most angry at adverbs anyone has ever been. Or lack of.
But don't they all say isn't the first tip for writing better to like get adverbs out of your vocabulary?
Yeah, kill them. That's what they say. Kill all your adverbs.
Maybe it was just forward-thinking writing.
Yeah, I mean, Mark Twain once said that in place of very in your manuscripts, just write the word damn so your editor will cut it. Which is good advice. And that's
profanity.
For all, so the editors will be forced to cut it. And that might work for all adverbs. So, Tommy, what's your recommendation for this week?
That's a good question. I have been playing such a narrow, like having such a narrow experience with all my media. I've just been playing that stuff and not doing anything else. That is because I was trying to get all the Diablo out of my system in time for Destiny. So I recommend getting lots of loot in Diablo.
I'm kind of looking around my room for something to recommend because I too have no idea what to recommend. Oh, I'm reading a kind of interesting horror novel called The Shining Girls by a woman named Lauren Beukes. Beukes, I think. And I'm 40 or so pages in, and I have no idea what's going on.
Awesome.
And that's a good sign.
Sounds great.
It's a really weird novel, so I like it. This is her last book. Her newest book is called Broken Monsters, and Stephen King has been raving about it. It doesn't come out yet. I think it comes out next week, and apparently it's really fantastic. So I'm trying to get in on the ground level on this stuff.
So, I do have a book recommendation, but for myself because I'm about to read it.
Okay, recommend. All right, Tom. Everyone, turn your phones off.
Yep,
Tommy's going to recommend something.
Please give me a minute here. Go ahead and read Foundation by Isaac Asimov because you've never read it before and you need to read it. And whenever you tell someone you haven't read it, they're like, just read it.
Yeah,
so I'm about to.
I try not to bring up books that I shame myself over.
Yeah,
because it's a bad road. There's so many.
Yeah. Now that would be a long podcast.
Yeah, we could. Oh,
there's some books I haven't read.
There's something I need to talk to you about after the podcast. So I'm going to end this on a cryptic note. All right, thanks for listening to the Principle and Uncertainty podcast. You won't be able to hear what's happening next.
Nope, and it's super important.
Okay, bye.
Bye.